Alright, so we're about to put a handle on this mug. So I like to pull my handles, so I'm going to show you all how I do that. Only tool I use is a toothbrush. Favorite tool ever. Alright, so I got my ball of clay. And I'm just going to kind of pound it out until I get something that's a little manageable to hold in my hand. I'll just kind of rotate the clay a little bit, gently kind of extruding the clay out to where I can get my hands around it. We'll just add a little bit of water on it, and then I'm just going to squeeze it down and rotate it. And this helps keep it even. Now when I'm pulling, it's important that when I apply pressure that I go straight down, and I don't want to stop or pause. It just needs to be a straight pull. And what I'm going to end up doing is just kind of pulling a fat lug. So I'll pinch off at the bottom and then pinch off probably right about here. And then that's the lug I'm going to use to put my handle on. Alright, so all I'm going to do is take this lug, I'm going to take the fat part between these two fingers, and I'm just going to use my finger to tap it down a little bit, right in center, and then rotate it, tap it. Just enough kind of a flare. And then if you want to, you can go back and just gently kind of round these sharp corners down. But nothing too fancy. All right? And then when I apply my handle, I like to make it so when my handle's on and you lift the mug up, my signature is looking at you, right? So that means I'm gonna apply, so my signature's here, I'm gonna apply the handle on this side. So I'll just take my toothbrush and a little bit of water on it and line up where I wanna go. I'm gonna score here at the top first. I'll just take a toothbrush and kind of go back and forth a couple times. Toothbrush is awesome because not only does it score the clay, but it also creates slip as it's scoring the clay. All right, and then same thing down here at the base where I want to attach it. And it doesn't take a lot. So then I'm going to take my lug, all right, and I'm going to start from the base, rotate up, and apply a little bit of pressure. And then I'm going to take my middle thumb, press down, and then my outside thumb down, and the other side. So y'all can see, right? So I've got my indentations here, here, and here, and that alone is enough to kind of hold this in position. Just make sure it's adhered really well. And then I'm just gonna get some more water and I'm gonna continue to pull it. So I try to have the knuckle of my thumb on the back side and the flat portion of my hand on the front. So I use the knuckle in the front or in the back and this flat portion of my pointer finger in the front. And gently just start to pull down. Now once I've got it moving a little bit, then I'm going to change my position and I'm going to wrap my hands around the entire piece, and I kind of go back and forth from this direction to this direction, and that helps keep it uniform. I'll take my thumb, pull down in the center here. And I just keep kind of working it just like that, alternating between pulling the front and back, pulling the sides, and then putting that rib down the middle. I'll do this until I get the length that I'm looking for. A good rule of thumb is the handle should be roughly about the same length as the coffee mug for this type of handle. All right, once I got it, I'm gonna pinch off the excess at the bottom here. And then I'm just gonna let it fall. Oh, not quite long enough. All right, once I'm just gonna let it fall into position, keep that nice curve on it. Put a little bit of pressure here so that it attaches, and gently press down. And then I'll just take my finger and go back and forth. Got a nice, good seal right there. And there's all kinds of attachments you can do at the base. For this specific one, I want it to just kind of blend into the pot. And then go back and kind of redefine my curve. And then finally, I'll just take a paintbrush, go back and smooth it all out. All right, and I have my handle. The last thing you want to do is after you put your handle on, you want to make sure that you're covering it and letting it sit for a day or so that the handle and the mug all equalize the moisture content so that it doesn't run the risk of cracking as it's drying, because the rim will dry too fast before this lug of clay will be able to dry, which will cause your handle to crack off. So by wrapping it up in plastic and keeping it damp, it allows the clay to equalize out and then dry more evenly. And that'll help you from keeping your handles from cracking off.